Among the difficult decisions having to be made in El Paso's three biggest districts are closing schools, cutting positions, pausing teacher raises, and freezing hiring. The factors? Local superintendents say there are several.
School districts are still trying to operate on a 2019 budget, a budget that is now going on year 6.
For every 2 children that were born in 1990, there's 1 child that was born in 2024.
Socorro ISD Interim Superintendent James Vasquez, whose district has faced perhaps the biggest challenges this year, says it has all been a perfect storm.
You take these as individual events, and each one of those would be impactful, but they've all happened at the same time.
But KFOX 14 found these issues are also happening in districts across the state. A school finance survey conducted this year by the Texas Association of School Business Officials shows that of the 190 districts surveyed, 63% will end this year in a deficit. 80% of districts reported planned cuts for 2026. KFOX 14 spoke to the superintendent of the Leander School District near Austin and the deputy superintendent of district operations for Fort Worth ISD, one of the biggest districts in the state. What they had to say sounded all too familiar.
So we've seen an almost 13,000 student decline over the last 5 years, and we project to see an additional 6,500 student decline over the next 5 years.
Last year, Spencer says Fort Worth ISD had a $40 million deficit and had to make cuts. The district has now started looking at right-sizing.
The plan includes 17 facilities, primarily elementaries, that will be closed over the next 5 years.
Just north of Austin, Leander ISD's superintendent says next year his district is facing a $34 million deficit.
We cut around 200 campus level positions. It's close to $16 million worth of campus level positions.
Just this weekend, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed the school choice bill into law, funneling taxpayer money to private schooling. Something that, just like in El Paso, worries these school leaders in terms of how it'll affect public schools.
It is our responsibility as public school to make sure that we are the best choice in the region. At the same time, I think how we fund that choice is really critical.
But there's a separate school funding bill, House Bill 2. Right now, it's stalled in the state Senate. But if passed, this piece of legislation would increase the student allotment by $395. The bill also aims to provide raises for teachers and improve special education funding.
In the scope of things, is that enough?
Well, if it was completely given to school districts to use at their local discretion, it would help a lot. But if it gets tied to forcing us to give teacher pay raises, then it becomes a lot more difficult to manage.
It's a couple of $100 per student hasn't kept up with the increases we've seen in materials and those types of things, as well as maintaining a competitive market for teachers.
And in both of these districts, just like in El Paso, the tough decisions made have been an even tougher pill to swallow for their communities too.
The feedback is not positive, certainly, in the sense that no one wants their schools to close. I am sympathetic to any other districts who are experiencing the same things, which from what I can tell is really all districts.